Guys, your boy 20K13. I'm here to give you guys 10 albums that prove 2015 is already one of the best years in hip hop history. First, it was auto tune, then it was real music. Hip hop fans were quickly starting to lose hope. People started debating whether or not lyrics and creativity would ever be cool in rap music again. Sure, a lot of people enjoyed the phase when auto-tune was trendy, especially when Kanye West managed to change the direction of the whole rap industry with 808 and Heartbreak, featuring extensive use of the popular audio processor. A lot of artists, Drake and Kid Cudi just to name a few that are popular now, started finding inspiration in that album and based the beginning of their career on sounds that were present on the album. This phase primarily lasted from 2008 to 2010. 2 years later, drill music became the most popular trend in rap. Many songs that were released in 2012 and 2013 were oriented around the beat and the energy in the artist's voice rather than the lyrics and song concept. Drill music originated in Chicago, but it quickly became popular around the world. It's very fun to listen to, but lack the lyrical depth that most hip hop fans are always eager to hear. However, despite only 4 months passing since 2015 began, a large number of remarkable albums have been released, making this unquestionably one of the best years for rap music in recent history. The following 10 albums prove that hip hop is finally back on the right track. Number 10, Jody Badass, Before the Money. This 20-year-old New York rapper shocked the whole music industry when he released his debut mixtape in 2012. He is a rapper focused on bringing back the lyricism and essence of the 90s to his music. The two mixtapes that preceded his album proved that Jody was definitely a rapper that knew how to include a lot of wordplay and complex rhyme schemes in his songs. However, his debut album actually showed his growth as a musician as he now learned to properly include more of his personal thoughts in the song, while still managing to maintain the complexity of his lyrics with songs like Curry Chicken, Big Dusty, and Peace of Mind. Jody goes to show that he would probably never disappoint his core fans. Before the money showed that Jody knows that his journey has just begun, but judging by the skills he possesses, he could quite possibly become one of the most respected rappers in the industry. Number 9, Tyler the Creator, Cherry Bomb. Tyler the Creator is without a doubt one of the most inventive rappers that had ever lived. He never tried to mimic other rappers or jack popular flows. Tyler was always the man that did things in his own unique ways. Cherry Bomb carried on that tradition. The album finds Tyler experimenting with a whole new style. Like always, he feels comfortable only when he produces a song he's rapping on, which is why you won't find any other names on the production credit. However, he brought along some big names to lend their voices on a few tracks. He even managed to get both Kanye West and Lil Wayne on one song, Smuckers, which many people consider the best track off the album. Other features include Charlie Wilson, Pharrell Williams, and Schoolboy Q. Number 8, Currency, Pilot Talk 3. Everybody knows that Currency is a hard worker. Ever since 2008, he's been known for releasing a large number of mixtapes and albums every year. However, once he released his major label debut in 2012, fans had to wait for 3 years in order to get another album. Pilot Talk 3 proves that he spent over 3 years perfecting his craft. The album features frequent collaborators Wiz Khalifa along with two out of the three members of the Loc, Styles P and Jadakiss. Pilot Talk 1 and 2 are known for being fan favorites, so expectations for the third album in the series were really high, but Currency managed to deliver. It even looked like he had learned a few things about the business since the release of his last album, as he decided to release Pilot Talk 3 exclusively on his website. When you order it, the album arrives on a USB drive, which will set you back $100. Number 7, Big Sean, Dark Sky Paradise. Dark Sky Paradise is the third album released by Big Sean and is considered to be the best tape he ever released. Big Sean disappointed some fans with the quality of his debut and sophomore album. When they were released, it was safe to say that this album make up for all the mistakes he made when making the first two. It shows Big Sean being much more open and honest about his personal life. He was always a good lyricist, but this time around he began writing songs that would actually help him connect with his fans. The whole album is much darker than the previous ones, showing that Big Sean is not afraid to speak on any subject. The whole concept of the album represents the journey he had to take in order to find his paradise in the midst of the chaotic life he caught up in. It almost feels like this is the first time Big Sean has something important to talk about. But he showcased confidence on all of the songs off the album, which makes us feel confident that he will reach rapidly in a few years. Number 6, Lupe Fiasco, Tercio and Youth. Tercio and Youth was the first time Lupe Fiasco managed to really excite his friends since his sophomore album, The Cool, was released back in 2007. The album is filled with songs that make people remember exactly why they became fans of Lupe Fiasco in the first place. The first song on the album, if we don't count the intro, which has no rapping on it, perfectly showcases Lupe's lyrical prowess as it is 9 minutes long and doesn't even have a chorus. And why would it? Lupe always has a lot of important things to talk about, so there is no time to waste. The album is filled with interesting song concepts. For example, the song Delivered describes that due to the high murder rate in the ghetto of Chicago, people who live there can't even get a pizza delivered to them because the delivery guy are too scared to drive near the ghetto. Number 5, Action Bronson, Mr. Wonderful. Ever since Action Bronson released a video for his single Easy Rider last year, which was considered to be one of the most creative music videos of 2014, people really started anticipating his major label debut. After releasing several mixtapes for free, fans were wondering how Action would manage to make this album stand out from his other releases that was all pretty good. One thing we can say for sure is that he did find a way. Although he was always considered a talented lyricist, this album shows his pen game on a whole new level. The current trend for rappers is making a concept album, but Bronson avoided doing this, claiming that he isn't an improvisation poet and that he just wanted to release an album filled with rough rap that the fans would appreciate and enjoy listening to. Bronson really managed to prove that he can hold the whole album on his own, as the only rapper that is featured on the album is Chicago own Chance the Rapper. Mr. Wonderful is definitely an album that proves lyrics are still popular. Number 4, Earl Sweatshirt. I don't like shit. I Don't Go Outside. Earl Sweatshirt is currently one of the most skilled lyricists. Even Kendrick Lamar recently stated that Earl is his favorite rapper at the moment. He released his debut mixtape in 2010, which was so good lyrically that it was often compared to Nas' classic debut album, Illmatic. Since then, he went on to release two albums, Doris in 2013 and I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside in March of this year. Like a lot of Earl music, the songs on the album are really dark and honest. However, he sounds even better this time around, most likely because he became comfortable with rapping on his own beat for the first time. He essentially produced 9 out of 10 songs on the album. The whole album is 30 minutes long, which makes it the same length as some EPs. But remember that this is an album by Earl Sweatshirt, who rhymes with such complexity that it would take you a lot of time to properly digest 30 minutes of brilliance. Earl is known for being a professional when it comes to lyrics, which you will have a chance to experience after listening to the whole album. Number 3, Wale, the album about nothing. Wale had never sounded more comfortable. The album about nothing is an album that doesn't feature any guest verses from other artists and proves that Wale sounds best when he had the whole song to himself to get his point across. The album is a continuation of two mixtapes Wale previously released titled The Mixtape About Nothing and More About Nothing, respectively. The album About Nothing was made specifically for Wale core fans, which had been expecting this album for years. The album title pays tribute to the popular sitcom Seinfeld, which is often referred to as the show about nothing. But interestingly, just like the show, the album actually covers all the problems that are present in society. The song title, "The Pessimist," is a perfect example of this. The album is narrated by Jerry Seinfeld, so you get a chance to see how a conversation with Jerry easily sparks up an idea for a song. Wale gets really personal on this album, and when he's not talking about society issues, he channels the new black soul element from his last album, The Gifted, to deliver true feel-good music. Number 2, Drake. If you reading this, it's too late. Although Drake labeled it as a mixtape, if you reading this, it's too late. It's currently the best-selling digital album of 2015. The album was released in preparation for his next album, View from the Sixth, which is set to be released later on in the year. The album featured Drake switching up his style at times, admitting that he had to do it because he became too predictable. He knows that he is such a big artist that he doesn't have to follow the trend. He sets them and others follow. This is also the first time Drake com- this is also the first time Drake knows that he is currently the best rapper in the world. So he's comfortable doing any type of song he wants. He doesn't need anyone's approval anymore. The album exhibits a lot of musical growth, with the prime example being the song Jungle, where maybe for the first time he sounded like he could also be one of the greatest singers of our generation. He also showed a lot of maturity on the song You and the Six, where he acknowledged that his mother and the city of Toronto was the only one that made them the man he is today. The whole album represents the time he spent in Toronto before he got famous, along with how life is treating him now. Finally, the last one, Kendrick Lamar, To Pimp a Butterfly. When Kendrick released his major label debut album in 2012, it was considered an instant classic. Ever since then, people were constantly debating if the rapper would ever find a way to create a decent follow-up to such an amazing album. However, many people think he did something even better. He made an even better album this time around. This is a completely reasonable claim as it's hard to remember when was the last time an album as coherent as this one was released. To Pimp a Butterfly had a really unique vibe, which Kendrick explained was inspired by the music he grew up listening to, jazz and funk primarily. The album is filled with very deep lines that make you question what kind of person are you. Ultimately, it inspired the listener to find themselves and lead a better life. The best part about this album is that it is so unique and personal that even Kendrick himself won't be able to make another album to sound similar to this one. Alright guys, see you guys on the next one. Peace.